Hi, I was basically like to share you about the Frontrow that's been dated back 2017. This is a brand new one I have here that costs about 60 bucks on Mercari. Fairly look just as were you receiving it. And then next one, it's my old one that I had a while ago. As you can see, once you download the app and stuff, you can put any picture on the background as for your liking and stuff. And that's my GoPro there, and my dad. I've been using that too. So there's a few little accessories that comes with it. There's a one with a magnetic stand and a one with the second pieces, which is you can hang something on it. Now, I had this for a while, so this is the older version of it. You can see there's like lightly scratched. That there's sometimes a little tiny crack on the side. It's like holding on a cell phone, basically, if you have this. Except it's kind of like easy enough because you could use something with it. It's just, it feels like you're holding on a cell phone. It's flat, it's light. Now this is the newer ones and how clean it is, because it was inside a box, inside a soft case. It's just rarely enough I say it's reliable. I mean, there are like benefit of something. So as you open down, scroll down, there is a Wi-Fi's. There's a brightness and there's a volume. You can play around with it. I just lower down low to keep the batteries. Now in the settings, there's so many other things you could do with. You can transfer to your Google Drive and so on, and then we're going to go to the cameras and you can see the resolutions in the videos. Now it could go up to 4K, if I could get it just to see 4K 43 beta, but you can see there's like anything you could use out of this, maybe much longer. So we could try out the 4Ks, see what that's going to look like. And remember, this one doesn't actually have like a SIM card to put in. This is just has, I think, 32 gigabytes inside. So you only get hour to 13 minute in 4Ks. So that's one of the downside of this front one camera. Is there's no way you can actually put like another micro SD card in it. You might have to set in the lower setting of lower resolutions. I mean, right down to 720 for 2 hours of recordings. And picture-wise, it's pretty decent of some setting. It doesn't have a light, so it only works on the bright days, dim lights, and so on. There's a lot of live views. You could do Twitch, you could do YouTube, Twitter, feedback, Facebook, you know, all those things you could use. There's pretty hands down of live streaming devices, but power wise you might have to figure out how to do it. But we could check it out on the apps and how well that works. GoPro, and I am strictly recorded from it. Sure, it may have this like the camera lens, camera from a phone. I don't know what iPhone it is that it takes from. So you see how wide it is, and if I get really closer and speaking much more in my same volume, you could probably hear it like from it, and you can see how it one range view means it's just as soon as I step away further and further, you can literally see it. Another thing about it, since I'm using the cobalt snake, I can actually move this a little bit comfortably. And I think this is the only way you can actually do this with the see this GoPro here. Not a GoPro. This is a little bit not like a GoPro, but I'm going to say more about this. It might be slightly better than the GoPro. So, you know, it does come with like 3 pieces. It comes with a lanyard. Like this, see? You usually start off like, you know, there's lanyards, and then there's these little back handle pieces. There was a brand new ones for this one, and I can't find it. So when you snap that in, you see like you could use this to stand, and it's magnetic, so you could magnetically play it. I don't have any magnetic to certain metals, but you know, you could get something more of it of use. I'm using the Cobra cables. That it's basically, since the cables are so flat, you can get one that you can make it to stand like a cobra or a snake, or it makes sense, a cobra. So it will be sitting on top of it, and it'll stay in place, and you get a nice view angles. And I'm sharing you right in front of me. It's easier than this. Even though like the magnetic will work some ways, they don't really last long. And this one got run over. I usually just leave it with the lanyards, or what it came with it, because I guess it's easier, more reliable. And this is a brand new ones, and then I have an old one on it, so I can show you. When you get the new ones, and I know because women's, you know, if you're a girl like me or a woman who gets this, we have boobs, so this thing doesn't help really well. It just goes up. So when you wear this, it's kind of like right there. And this is how long, this is many years if you've been constantly wearing this. It went a few inches down. It's just so hard to keep all of them in place. Like, you have to figure out how to do it, of course. But the good thing of this is that it's small enough and unnoticeable. You can actually take pictures and they don't even know what the hell it is. That's the benefit of it. And another thing that the app from it is actually way better than the GoPro. I'll show you.